Good morning. It is 7:15 a.m. on Monday, June 5th, 2017. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So I'm a little worried that this is going to be a thing. I had my first session of Musical Improv 101 last night, taking new class at Improv Boston. I hadn't been in classes for a little while, but I'm very glad to be back. It was a lot of fun. I'm excited to move forward in the class, and I loved it. So, very happy about all of that. But the class is held from 7 to 9 on Sunday night and leaves me feeling wired. So, basically, I had a hard time getting to sleep last night. And then so that would be enough. But then for whatever reason, Luna woke me up at 4, like she needed to go outside urgently. So after trying to calm her for a little bit, I did take her out, and then had to try to go back to sleep and felt very groggy trying to wake up. And here we are. So Luna waking me up at 4 a.m. probably won't happen every week, but feeling wired as I come home after improv class is probably going to be a regular thing. So, we'll see how that goes. But the class was super fun, and I always liked the improv musical bits of previous classes that I've taken, and I'm just really excited to, get more into that. So one of the things that we talked about in this first class was the idea of the music director being really like another scene partner, which makes perfect sense, and just talking about how different musical tones can influence the scene, which all makes sense. I mean, none of this is something that I had to be convinced of, so much as it was nice having the demonstration and to put the conversation all in the right context, right? So, for example, one of the experiments we did is we had a very basic, boring scene. It's just, I mean, it's words talking, but it's like there's nothing there. It's the equivalent of a neutral expression. But we would, show how. I mean, it's like that classic film experiment where you show someone like this old man with a very neutral expression, and then you cut to various other images, and depending on what the other image was, people would interpret the man's expression differently. Um, and it's very much like that with the music, So if we played this very boring scene to sort of like love story music, then it feels like people who are in love, who are holding back, you know, and keeping a very boring affect, but we know what's really going on because of the music. Likewise, you could have very intense music and it feels like people are mad but restrained, perhaps. And so it's all good stuff. And then we did a couple of games where we sang in gibberish because we're going to work up to the idea of singing in real words. The gibberish is supposed to be, to take the pressure off of that piece. And so we had one where the idea was just it's a normal scene, but then each of the three people in the scene would get a moment where the music would swell and they would come out and sing a gibberish song. And the real point about it was that even though we were singing gibberish, the idea was to convey with the performative aspects of it what the emotion was. And it's easier to do that than you think. So that was fun. And then we also had one that was like opera, where you had two people doing the singing and the performing, and then two people who were the translators. And so it was like each person, they would sing a line in gibberish, and then the translator would say, well, this is what that meant. And then that was a lot of fun too. So very fun. I'm so excited to be back in class. Um, gonna have to figure something out as far as being able to get the appropriate amount of sleep on Sunday nights while I'm in this class. But that'll be fine too. It'll work out. So, also, just as a little last note, the D&D Stream of Annihilation happened on Friday and Saturday, and had a lot of new product announcements and a lot of new D&D playing stuff over the weekend, and it was very fun. And I've been making my way through that because it's a full 24 hours worth of stuff. So I mean that's a lot. But I've been making my way through. I continue to just be enthralled by D&D, and I actually spent a big chunk of Saturday afternoon running a solo adventure for a friend, and it's just so fun. I like it. I like it, and I like musical improv, and I have like you know they are both sources of joy in my life. So I will gotta get moving, get ready for work. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Excuse me for 5 more minutes.